What's going on, everybody? Today I'm going to show you my 5 favorite lures for ledge fishing. Now, a lot of you may know I'm a Tennessee River guy, so ledge fishing is near and dear to my heart. And today I'm going to show you guys my 5 favorite ways to catch them and a few little other tips on when to use certain baits, certain lures, and certain trees. So first and foremost, we have to have a crankbait, and it's something that's been a staple for me for the past 6-7 years, and that is the XD series. And in particular, this is a 10 XD. I also like throwing the 6 and the 8. Now, I have a video coming out where I've been throwing this 10 on chick, and we actually have a pretty good day, catch a very big one, and I'm looking forward to you guys seeing that. So let's dive right into what I throw it on. The rod, it is a 711 Heavy Veritas by Abu Garcia. This is their winch series, so it has that parabolic bend to it and everything, helps you keep from losing those fish. I also throw that on a 10-pound monofilament. I do not like fluorocarbon. I feel like fluorocarbon is a little less forgiving, so to speak, on the it's kind of hard to explain, but I really like mono. This is actually big game, and I throw it on a 5:4 to 1 gear ratio. This is actually an Abu Garcia winch. It's a Revo winch. Probably one of the better cranking reels out there right now. It's got a pretty wide spool, put a lot of line on this thing, and you're not killing yourself when you're out there cranking these big plugs and everything. So that's number 1, the tried and true big plug. You know, you can throw any big plug you want to. You can throw a Dredger 24.5. You can throw, if you want to go old school, a Man's 30 plus. 6 Sense Cloud 9 series is very good. Just any big crankbait to get down there and get that reaction strike when they first go out deep. And second off is the good old Carolina rig. I made a video on this a few weeks back talking about how good it is a pre-spawn lure and technique, and not only is it good pre-spawn, it's very good post-spawn, especially when they get out there deep. You got a big 1 ounce weight by Angler Tungsten out there. Again, 3-4 foot leader going to a big worm, or I like throwing a lizard as well. This right here is actually a 10-inch power worm by Berkley. You know, it's just whatever plastic you prefer, but I do like that 1 ounce. It gets down there very quick. You can feel the bottom when you're out there 15 to 20 plus foot of water. I'm throwing this on a Veritas Tournament Edition. This is a 7.6 heavy with a Revo SX. I believe this is an 8 to 1 gear ratio right now. Just basically, the gear ratio don't really matter. It's just to help you get up that slack whenever you're dragging the Carolina rig around. And again, like y'all may have seen in my Carolina rig video, 20-pound main line to a 15-pound leader from my weight to my lure. So make sure to check out that video if you haven't already. I give you a lot more breakdown and tips on the Carolina rig. Now we're going to get into more specific stuff when you are ledge fishing. In particular, brush piles. It doesn't really matter when to fish these brush piles, whether there's a lot of current, little current, cloudy, non-cloudy. The only thing I'd change is dependent on if it's overcast, I'll go to a darker color, brighter color. And if there's a lot of current, I'll also up my weight and everything. On this one is actually, for the brush piles, I like to throw just a simple Texas rig. And the weight is an Angler Tungsten 3/8 all the way up to 3/4. I don't like going much heavier than half, to be honest with you, unless they're really ripping current, because I feel like that 3/4 you get hung up in that brush pile a little bit more. But again, 10-inch power worm. If they are very finicky and not wanting to bite, I will throw a straight tail worm like the Berkley Fat Bottom Hopper. But the rod I like throwing this on is a 7.3 medium heavy. This again is a Veritas Tournament Edition. And again, I throw this on, actually, this right here is actually a Revo SX Rocket. And again, Abu Garcia, they make some really good gear. This is actually 20-pound fluorocarbon. You're going to be in those brush piles. You never know when you're going to hook into a big one, and you're going to have to get it out of there. I like the 7.3 because it gives me a little bit more give in that brush pile, because I feel like that heavy, sometimes when you're trying to pull through it, you can actually get hung up sometimes. Now we are starting to get into the little bit more finessier stuff. This is when they're not pulling a whole lot of current. When the fish have been getting their head pounded in for a couple weeks now. This would be like more to the end of June, middle of June. and that is a big shaky head. I like throwing a 1/2 ounce homemade shaky head with a fatter, you know, straight tail style worm. Again, like I mentioned earlier, this is a fatty bottom hopper in the green pumpkin color. I like to stay as natural as I can when I throw this shaky head. Again, another Veritas Tournament Edition. This is just a 7-foot medium heavy. I throw this one on a Revo STX. This is an 8:1 to gear ratio. The gear ratio does not really matter on dragon baits per se, in my opinion. You just want to get that slack up as fast as you can whenever one does bite it and you have a lot of line out there. That's why I like the 8 gear ratios. And the line, I have 15-pound fluorocarbon. Just downsize your line a little bit to where you might be able to get another bite or two instead of throwing 20-pound out there. Also, it's just a little bit more finesse-ier profile, so that's why I like that 15. And lastly, when they are not pulling any current, the fish have actually, if you watch them on live scope is a very useful tool when ledge fishing, and they start suspending off those breaks and off those ledges and everything. I like to go to the old minnow. This is actually an Angler Tungsten 1/4 ounce Eclipse head. At any minnow bait of your choice that fits the hook, you know, you can go, I think these Angler Tungsten have a 2, 3, and a 5/0 hook for them. So whichever minnow bait you like to use, make sure you get the one with the right proper sized hook. This right here is actually a 7-foot Fantasista by Abu Garcia. It's a medium action, and I got that paired with the Revo Rocket spinning reel. This right here has been one of my favorite combos to use, because if you use your forward facing sonar, this Revo Rocket, man, I'm telling you, you can get, if you make a bad cast, you can get that lure in 5-6 seconds faster than you can with a standard spinning reel, because this is a 7/4 gear ratio. Most of your spinning reels are like a 5 gear ratio, so you're actually bringing in almost double the amount of line with this reel right here per turn of the handle. So for my line and leader, 8-pound fluorocarbon with a 10 or 15-pound braid, whichever one you prefer. Again, this is one of my favorite combos. This is a technique that Jacob Wheeler actually used in the Bass Pro Tour on Gunnerville when he won down there last year. And ever since then, it's been getting more popular and popular. But that's all I have for you guys. Those are my 5 favorite techniques and lures to use for ledge fishing. I threw in a couple tips on like the brush piles and when there's no current with the minnow bait and everything, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, please smash the thumbs up button. I have a great ledge fishing video coming up here soon on Chick, so guys, make sure you subscribe to see that coming up here very soon. I want to thank you guys for watching, and until next time, catch 'em big.